Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Electrical and Computer Engineering Project. In this channel I will make video tutorial on electrical and computer related projects, and if you have not subscribed to my channel you can click on this subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you get notification every time I upload a new video. And you can also visit my blog from the link above, and you can follow me on Twitter, and you can send me message if you need anything on this link. And don't forget to like, comment and share my videos. Thank you. Today we will work on our issue information page. So let's create this page and save it inside our admin side, issueinfo.php. And now we just need to add this name inside our side navigation wherever we have used this navigation. Now we will just add the code that we will copy from any of the page till our side navigation. We will change the background color, the background image, and I will just copy and paste that image inside my images folder inside admin side. Now I will just add a container box here. Now the heading. Then after this we will start our PHP. Here we will just check our login condition, and after that we will write this query and we will modify this. So let's just copy this and let's go to our PHP localhost myadmin, and then after this I will go to the table, and inside this we will modify this query here inline, and here we will just see whatever the column we want to show inside this table in our issue information page. And here we will keep all these columns because we need them, but we don't need the status here because the book have been already approved and they have borrowed the book from the library, so we will keep everything same. And we just need to change this approved status. Here we just need to add yes, because now everyone who has taken the book has their approved status as yes. And so after this we will just run this query, and also we want to see the issue date and return date inside this table because this is our issue information table. All the information related to the issue book will be here. there is an error here. You can see, okay, there is the error. You see the return is a keyword in SQL, so we cannot use the return like this, otherwise they don't recognize that it is a column name. So we need to write the table name before the column name here, issue book, and then dot, then return. That way they will understand that this is a column name. Now we will press go, and you can see that our query has run successfully, and we can see the username, role, book ID, book name, author name, edition, and beside that we are seeing the issue and return date. So now we will just add this table inside our website. Now if we make them in ascending order, you will see the change here. If we click on the column, then you can see that all these are ordered by column here, ordered by issue book return column. So in ascending order, you can see. Now we can see that which person has to return the book first, so that it is easier for admin to know that which book will be returned faster and which book will be returned later on another month or something. So we will just use that query here. Let's copy that query and let's write it inside our main code. So here we are checking if the person admin is logged in to see this information. We are using our session variable here to check that login condition, and after this, inside the second bracket we will write our query. Here we will give the query inside the second bracket, inside the second quotation that we just copied. And after this, here we will run that query, mysqli underscore query, then inside the parenthesis $dv and then comma SQL, $SQL. Okay, now we will put this inside another variable called result, because we need to fetch this variable from the select query that we just wrote in the main page, and we will show the output inside a table like this. And here we will just copy this and paste this after this result variable. So here after the result variable we are seeing that there is a table header, and after this we are seeing every column name. Here we will just use the column name that we just added in this page, issue date and our return date. And after this we are seeing that the while condition, where every row is being fetched from the result variable where we have run our query. And after this we will just add the data for our issue and return column. So here goes our table data and our table. So now if we refresh, you can see that our table is here with the return date and issue date, and it is in the ascending order. So we are seeing that this person has to return this book on the very first date among all the other dates. So here after this there is our else condition. This will be if the admin is not logged in, then we will show them a message that they need to log in to see this information or modify anything in that page. We'll just change this writing here. All other things will be same as before. Then here I will write a class that will be scroll. We need to add scroll because if our table is very longer, then the table will be cut on the lower side. We cannot see all the values because of the size of our page. So we are using a scroll so that our table scroll after a certain height. So we are using a height here. I'm just using 20 pixels because I need to understand then, because we don't have that much value here. I will change that later, but okay, let's just add this before the table. And let's end this div after the table. Now the whole table is inside this scroll class. Now the whole table will scroll. Now you can see that as I have given 20 pixel, you cannot see that whole table, but you can see that they are scrolling properly. So I will just add 500 pixel. And now after the, if we go to the inspect, you can see the height of this scroll class. You can see that this is inside this page. After this height, then the table will start scrolling. Before that, we can see that much amount of data. So 500 is okay. We will just make it 50, and you can see that how it is working. But you can see that our table header is also disappearing with the table data and all other things. So our admin cannot see which data is for which column. So if we want to keep our header fixed, we just need to copy these two lines and delete the scroll class from this first table. And after this, let's end our table here. We will keep the table header inside one table tag, and then after this we will paste that two line. So we are adding the scroll class on the table data only, and the table header don't have the scroll class. By doing that, you can see that our table header will remain fixed and only the data will scroll now. You can see the scroll bar on the side of this table data, but the values, you can see that they have actually moved a bit to the left and right. So we can just make them equal by writing the tag name here and add a width for both table data and table header. The width will be, let's say, 10%. Or you can give a fixed value for every column. Now you can see they're almost equal, and we can see which data is for which column. So we just if we want to change the header to the size of our table data, then we can just change the styling a bit inside our header table class too. Inside the header table class, we will write a styling here. Width will be 98% or 99%, whatever you see that look good on your page. In this case, 98 will be alright. Okay, now you can see that this is okay. We are seeing everything properly, and we can see that our header is fixed. So that way we can make our table header fixed, and now I will just change it back to 500. And as you can see that there is not much value inside our table, so there is no scroll there, so I will just keep it 100% for now. Okay, so after this I will just move on to other works. Now we will change the other things. Okay, here the approved status will be changed after the if someone's date is expired. So we will just write it here. For that, we need to compare the today's date and the date of the return inside our return column. So first let's just go to our PHP, and after this we will just create a variable $C for counting that will be equal to 0. And now $D variable will have a function called date, and after that put a bracket and then a semicolon. Now inside this date function we will write inside double quotation y dash m dash d, that means year, month and date. We are fetching the date of today, and then after that we will echo that out so that you can see that we are getting the date properly or not. We will see anywhere in this page. Here you can see that this is the date of today. I am working in February 1, so February 1, 2019. So here you can see that today's date is showing there, and if I add a break here after this, you can see them in two lines because we have two data here. Whatever the data will be inside this column, I have actually written that much date as output. So we will compare this today's date and the return date and see if the return date is bigger than today's date or not. That way we will see if the date has been expired or not. So here our variable $row return that we have fetched, we will use that variable here to check if $D, that means today's date, is bigger than that date. That means the return date has expired. And if this condition happen, if this condition is true, then we will go to our statement. Inside this if statement we will write $C will be equal to $C plus 1. That means $C's value will be incremented by 1 every time this value is true. And then after this we will write a query, and here we will give $db comma, and inside this we will write our query. We will change or update this approve status. For that we need to write our update query here. Update issue hook set approve equal to expired. You can write it like this. Whatever you want to write inside your status table, status column, and then where return date or return column, the column name is return, so we'll write it like this, equal inside single quotation $row, then inside third bracket we'll write the column name. And as we have seen that return is a keyword inside SQL, so we will just add the single quotation beside them so that they understand that this is a column name. And after this there is our $row return variable, and we will add the single quotation. Okay, now you see that whenever we are seeing that the approve status is blank, that means the return date is 0. In this case this will always be less than the today's date, so we need to add another condition here. So after this I will add another condition using AND. If return date is $row return and approve status equal yes, this will only work whenever the approve status is yes. Now everything is alright. We are setting this value whenever we have this condition matched. So you can see both the date is not expired, so we will just change that a bit later. Here we will add a limit also, because if there is more than one person who has their date expired, then we will change all of them. That is why we are using this limit, because that C is incremented every time this date is actually less than today's date. So we can just limit this with $C so that it will change all at once. And after this we will just show the date inside this if condition. Now let's go back here and let's do this. You can see there is no date here, so that means that no date has been less than our today's date or has expired. So let's just modify them in our table so that we can see the change. Let's make it January. Then we can see how it works. Let's change the month. Now if we refresh this, you will see that one date has appeared here. So that means that one of the date is actually less than today's date. That means this is expired. So if we go back to our table and browse it, now you can see that the approved status has been changed to expired from yes, because it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. So now if we browse again, you can see that only one value is here, and the expired value has been removed from our issue information table. We will show that in another table, but before that I will change it a bit. But you can keep the variable like that, or expired, you can write it like that, but I will use another variable here. The variable name is $variable var, and inside the second single quotation I will write $variable here. And here inside $variable I will give a value that I want to update inside the table. Here I will write a paragraph tag, and inside the paragraph tag I will write expired. I am doing this because I want to style this paragraph tag. You will see what this look like after a little bit. Inside the paragraph tag I will add the styling, but if I wanted to do this in the query, this will be a bit problematic, so I'm just writing in another variable. This is easier. So here I am just adding a color and a background color. For expired date, the background color will be red. And here we are just putting that value inside this. Now if we go back to our table and let's go to our database, here let's change the status to yes again, and let's see how this look like now if we press or browse the page again. Okay, you see that this is modified. Now let's go back to our website and refresh the page. You will see there is two value again because the status is yes again, and there is one value that has expired, this one. So let's just go to our page and now refresh it. You can see that there is our paragraph tag with the styling here. And if we refresh, we are seeing the one value again. So now let's create another page after this issue information that will be for our expired date information. This will be also for our submitted information too. This is why I am using the background color, because I want to show them in the same page, the expired and submit one. Just the background color will be different. But you can also write the expired normally that I have shown previously. Let's name the page expired.php. We need to create this page and save this expired.php. Let's copy the whole code. We will just modify them later. So after this, here we will just change this title or header. Write a header that you like. I'm just writing like this: date expired list. Here the status is yes. If it is yes, then we are doing all this. But here you can see that there is one variable here. If we want to create another variable, we will just need to change it. And we will just check if the variable is equal, then we will run our query. And here we don't need this part because we are not updating this. We are just seeing the information of the person whose date has been expired. Here, you see, because we have not changed our query yet, we are just seeing the same data here. And now after this we will just change something here. We will add approve column because we want to see the approve status too. And okay, I just need to add the data too. I just added it inside the query, but in the table we just need to add this after the addition. This will be approve status, the table header, and inside the column inside the data we need to write the column name exactly like we have written in our database. Okay, now you can see the expired and the background color that we just added in the query inside our variable. Now inside the container class, before our table, before the header of the page, here we will add a condition. If the person is logged, if the admin is, okay, it will be in small letter. Okay, if they are logged in, then they can see this. So here, if the person is logged in, we will show them a form like we have added in our book request page. So let's copy the code from our book request page for this form that is inside here in our container class. We just need to copy this whole code and paste it here. So we just need to add this inside our HTML part. So we will end our PHP and start it. In between them we will just paste this whole div class and form. Now everything will remain same, and we will use this form to set to see if someone has submitted. Then we will change their status from expired to submitted, and if we want to change it, then we can change it from here. And the button name, let's keep it submit, and the button name is also submit. We don't need to change it. And after this we will write if is set $_post submit. That means if the button is pressed, then we will write a query. And here inside this query we need this variable. Here the background color will be green if someone submit the book, and the writing here will be returned instead of expired. And after this we need to update this. So let's copy the update query and let's write it here. Here the variable name is equal. We can just make it different. Where return, and here, okay. Now let's just see everything is okay. So here this condition we don't need it because we are not updating basing on that condition. Here we are just using the username and the book ID. So we will use this condition where username equal $_post username and BID equal $_post BID, whatever the admin will give inside that form that we just created a little while ago. Then after this here after this we will go to our main query. I will just modify this a little bit. You can see the query here where the approve status is variable, but we will just change it not equal. I will just add a exclamatory sign before equal, that means not equal, and I will give two information here. that is, one is yes and another is blank. That means if the status is not blank or yes, then we will just show them here. That means all the expired and submitted should be shown there, and all the other information will show in the issue information page. Now if we want to change their status to submitted, you can see we just need to give the username and book ID, and this will turn green and the writing will be returned. That way we can change any status of any person's book that they have returned to the library again. The expire date will be automatically done, but the return thing will need admin's hand in them, because admin need to give the username and the book ID. Let's change the height a little bit, because we have added a form before our table, so the height has just decreased a bit. So we are just changing the height for this page only. And we will just copy that in all other pages too. The side navigation. This is for easy access. Just add them in all the pages and see that if the styling has been added in all these pages or not. If not, then change the styling as you want to add. Like in this page we forgot, I did not add the class age. That is why this page does not have the same styling. You can see the side navigation don't have that green background color when we hover our mouse over them. So we will just add that age class. So these are the main features of our library management system website. And you can also add many other features in this website, like the counter or timer inside the website, and then there is our edit profile page, and there you can add some student profile page where admin can see the total information on a different page of each student if they press on their name, and many other features you can add for making your website more user friendly. But I will take a break from here. After my exam is completed, then I will probably add them, but this is the main thing that we actually need in this website. So I will just upload this main code, the total folder with the database in my blog after maybe next week, and after my exam is done I will probably continue from there. But you can just submit your project if you want like this. This actually contains many of the features, but you can take help from some other tutorial too if you want to add some different features in your website. Thank you.